Okay, so now we scroll down to the next page of the lab. Okay, so in this part here, we are going to create the user interface. Okay, we are going to, on the form here, okay, we are going to create controls. Okay, this thing 1, 2, 3, all these are called control. This one is called a label. You can see that the name of this label is called MSG label, means message label. So label is the type of control. This one is a button. So you can see is the name is end with the word button. And this one is also a button. So that's why the name is called acid button. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a demo to create this user interface. That means create these 3 controls. Okay, let me see the instruction. It says drag and drop. Set the. Okay, so let me put this one there. Okay, and I go to my Visual Studio. Okay, this form is very big. Actually, you do not need this form to be so big. So now I'm going to show you how to resize the form. Okay, so this one is very big. So what you can do to resize the form, at the bottom here, you have this scroll bar. You scroll to the right, and you see this small little rectangle. Okay, you will see this. You also can scroll up and down this way. So at the lower right corner, you see this small little square. If you hover your mouse here, the mouse turns into arrows like that. Okay, a diagonal arrows. So you just click and drag to resize the form. So around this size is okay. Okay, so next I'm going to create the 3 controls. Okay, so this one here, the 3 controls, all the controls can be found inside the toolbox. So how do you use the toolbox? Do you see the triangle here? If you click the triangle, it will expand. If you click again, it will collapse. So I want to find the controls inside this common control. So I expand it. First one is label. Label is here. Okay, so I just click and drag into the form. The next one is button. Button is here. So I just click and drag for the first button. Click and drag for the second button. Okay, and then next, let me follow the lab closely. I need to set the text property. Okay, I want to set the text property using the properties window. Okay, to display hello world. Okay. Okay, so first of all, let's do this one. I want to display hello world on the form. Okay, I want to select hello world on the form. So how do I select hello world on the form? Basically, there are 2 steps. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, let's say it's here. Okay, first of all, to set the property, actually there are 2 steps. Step 1 is to select the object. Okay, so in this case, the object we want to set the property. Okay, the object we want to set is form. So to select the form, one way is you just click on this light blue color portion here. Just click anywhere at the light blue color here. You click, the form is selected. Okay, you can tell that the form is selected because you see all these small little you can see this small little square here. That means the form is selected. Let's say I select a button. You can see that the button is highlighted with all these small little square. So now again, because I want to set the form, so step 1, I click here to select the form, and on the properties window, you can confirm that I have selected the form because down here select form. Okay, so step 2, basically you go to the properties window. So the properties window display all the properties available for the form. Okay, that means this form has many properties. Okay, it has got name property, accept button property, allowed drop property, and we are going to set the property called text property. Okay, so you scroll down to look for the text property. Okay, text property is here, and what do I want to do? Let me I want to display hello world, right? Display hello world. Okay, so on the text property here, I want to display hello world, HELLOWORLD, and then I hit enter. Once I hit enter, you can see that hello world is displayed here. Okay, next, let me try to follow the lab closely. Okay, I want to set the name property of the tree control to message label, push button label, async button label. So each control has a name. Okay, the name for this control is called MSG label. This button is called push me label. So I'm going to set the name property. Okay, so I go back to let me put this one here. Okay, so first one, okay, how to set property? Basically, there are 2 steps, right? Maybe I just type here. Okay, how to set property? How to set property? Okay, there are 2 steps. Step 1, select the control. It can be the form, it can be the label, it can be the button. Step 2, properties windows. Okay, you go to the properties windows, and what do? You set the property accordingly. For example, it can be text property, it can be name property. So in this task here, I want to set the name property. What do I set? Set it to wherever specified in the notes. Okay. So let's do this one. Basically 2 steps. Okay. Okay. So step 1. Okay, I want to do something I want to set the property for label 1. Step 1, I want to select the label. So I move my mouse here to do a click. Okay, so you click once only, not double click. Don't anyhow double click. Okay. Let's say you double click, what happened? Okay, let me show you. Some student they will definitely make this mistake. If I double click this button, it will go to here. Okay, then this thing here display. So what should you do? Okay, one way is you go to this one. Okay, in the Solution Explorer, you look for this form here. Double click the form. You go back to the form. Okay, so now I repeat the step again. Step 1, you click to select this label. Single click, not double click. Double click is wrong. So step 1, I select the label. Step 2, go to the properties window. And step 3, you set the name property. In this case, you're asked to set the name property. Okay, name property is special. It's bracket here. So it's actually at the very top of the properties window. You have to scroll all the way to the top. And the name is called MSG label. Okay. And for this button, it's called push me button. Okay, so I do the same thing. Step 1, do a click, single click, not double click. Okay, single click to select the button. Step 2, go to properties window. In the name property, you set it to push me button, and then hit enter. And okay, don't be alarmed if you don't see anything change. When you change the name, visually there's no effect on the button. Okay, so now I want to set the property for this button here. So step 1, I select the button. Step 2, go to properties window. Step 3, look for the property you want. In this case, the name property, and you set it to exit button. Okay. Okay. So I have set the name property already. So now I move on to set the. Okay. So just now I have done all this. I have set the name property of the 3 controls. The 3 names are message, label, push me button, and exit button. Now I'm going to set the properties for this message label. I want to set the back color, visible set it to false, and font size set to 18. Okay, so now I come to here. Okay, so I want to set which control. I want to set the property of which control. The label, right? So it's this one. So step 1, you select the label. Step 2, you go to the properties window, and then this time around the property is called back color. So you scroll down to look for back color, and then you set it to yellow color. Okay, so value is yellow. Okay, you go to the web, or can I type yellow? Let me try. I type yellow and then I hit enter. Yeah, also can. Okay, so you can actually come here, type YELLOW, enter. Alternatively, you click on here, click on this arrow, and then there are 3 tabs here. Okay, you select the web, and then you can select different color. Okay, so I click again. I select on this tab web, and I select yellow. Okay, so it turns into yellow, and the next thing I want to do is I want to set the visible property to false. Okay, so I go to the same thing. Make sure that you select the step 1 is to select the control first. Step 2, go to properties window, and you look for visible. Click on visible property. Okay, and then you set it to what? Set it to false. Okay, this one you see. Once I set this one to false, okay, it's like that. Okay, and finally, what else? Okay, so then some student may ask, what is this effect of setting visible to false? Okay, visible to false. So let's look at the property again. Oh, okay, I have to select the control first, then I look for the visible properties. So if I click on this false, it says what? Determines the visible property determines whether the control is visible or hidden. So when I make it to false, this control should be hidden. Then some students say, hey, how come it's not hidden? The reason is you haven't run the program. So I take this opportunity to show you how to run the program. Very simple. You just hover your mouse here to click this start button. So when you run, the form, do you notice that this is the running form? You notice that the label is disappeared. Right. So because I set the visible property to false. So now I close the program. Okay. So when I close the program, I go back to the Visual Studio. Okay, so basically I have shown you how to create the controls by dragging the control onto the form. I have also shown you how to set property. How to set property? Basically, what you do is step one, you select the object. For example, you select this one. Okay. Step two, you go to the properties window and you set the properties accordingly. Okay. For example, the back color. Okay, the back color. When I go to back color, if I set it to some other color, let's say gold. See, the label will change to gold color. So I undo so that because this is I want to make it yellow color. Okay, so that's not what I did is I click on this one to undo. Okay, and let me look at the hand. Okay, so finally there's another important thing. After we make all the changes, we should save the project. Okay, so how to save the project? You just hover the mouse here. Okay, do you see this two floppy disk icon here? When you hover it, it displays save all. So you should click this one to save all. Okay, do not use this one. Okay, do not use this one. Always use this one to save all. Okay, don't click on this one. It's wrong. Okay, so that's about all for this part of the lab.